group of EFF members and some disgruntled parents embarked on a protest this morning at Laerskool Danie Malan in Pretoria North. This comes after a number of grade 1 pupils were not placed at the school for this academic year. Parents whose children haven't been placed have accused the school of racism. They're calling on the Department of Basic Education to find a permanent solution to what they say has become a crisis every year. Our SABC News reporter Patricia has more for us.
Following the dramatic scenes outside the Danie Malan Laerskool, the Gauteng Education Department has also weighed in, condemning the actions by some of the political parties and of course the parents, as we saw the racial tensions outside that school. Steve Mabona joins me right now. Steve, how do you react to what we saw outside the Danie Malan Laerskool?
No, as a department, we are quite concerned about what happened outside the school this morning. Look, it's quite unfortunate, really, taking cognizance that this is a primary school. Children at that age, surely it will not be easy for them to forget what they might have witnessed. Taking cognizance again that there's learners that are coming from the first time in that environment. There are those that would have not been in a grade R at the same school. There are those that would have not been very close to a school. They're starting, now to experience a school environment. So I'm sure that parents will be battling with, children that need to go back to school. Probably some will be reluctant to go back, thinking that they're going to be seeing the very same thing. And, understandably so, we heard that there's a promise that people are going back to that school. It's really not necessary. We want to call upon members of the community and the civic organizations, political parties. Let's not perpetuate disruption at our schools. If we have issues, yes, we can raise them. Let's find different platforms. We have district offices, we have head office education. If we want to probably march, we can do that and engage at that level, because we can't now, go to a school and we have tensions. There's tension between parents, and that is really unfortunate. So we really discourage that from happening, and we just want to say, let them engage with us, and we should be in a position to assist. But in coming to placement in that area, we have placed, the school is full, we go for alternative spaces, and if we have to increase the capacity, if circumstances permit, we'll do that. But in that school, unfortunately, we can't even do that.
The allegations of racial segregation, racial exclusion, just racism in general that we heard some of the parents and some of the political groups that were outside the school leveling. Are you as a department planning to investigate some of these allegations? It's not the first time. And do you have any consideration to intervene in any way?
No, there can't be any segregation on racism with the online admissions. We have introduced this system to curb against such allegations. You will recall that previously you will just go to a school and queue outside. If they want to frustrate you, they open a different gate. Other, pro-racists will be coming, in that other gate. When you arrive there, already they are full, or they will not even look at you. They will say, no, it's full, or you cannot probably afford to pay, or looking at the color to say, no, there's no space. So online admissions does not segregate against the race. We look at the language that one speaks. If you say dual, you want to do English and Afrikaans, we'll accommodate you as such. And you will recall that this school, it was a single medium, and we persuaded them to an extent that they then introduced an English class, though they were compelled in a certain way, but an English class was introduced. And what we need to do is just to probably persuade further to say, let's look at the demographics. We see that it has changed so much in the area. Can't we increase a number of English classes so that we can then accommodate more? And in persuasion, yes, things do happen, not in violence. You can't go to people and ridicule them, throw insults and do all manner of things, and then you say they must be accommodative. There's a governance at the school which is led by parents. They need to be persuaded. I mean, we have a school in Kempton Park, which the one that we visited yesterday, Yeghland, Laerskool Yeghland. 4 years ago, they did not have English, and we persuaded them. They changed. I mean, they introduced English. I mean, their last cohort of single, Afrikaans learners, it was 2022. Now 2023, they don't have a single, medium setup. It's now dual medium. It's English and Afrikaans, and that's the future, and that's how we want to be moving on. But persuasion and make people to understand that things have changed, and they will be in a position to move. But you can't then throw insult and go and be violent.